Where did I come up with the handle Fat Old Climber? My name's Robb, probably better known by most people as Fat Old Climber. I started climbing about 8 years ago, but it was rope climbing. I'm terrified of heights, and I always remember someone coming along and just something about how they climbed was different, and someone said to me, oh, they do bouldering. Someone told me about TCA in Canning Park, the newsroom. I can't remember, I just popped in to see what it looked like. I wasn't climbing, and I just went gobsmacked. So I went there with my daughter to try it out and loved it. Meetup itself, I had never heard of. This is probably oversharing, but I'd come out of a long relationship and realised it was one of those relationships that all my friends were actually not my friends, they were someone else's friends. So I was kind of in that zone of I need to find like a circle of friends. I originally joined it to find a cinema club, and there was this Scottish hill walking and activities group. I'll give them the full title. I thought, that looks interesting, I could do a bit of walking. And then I noticed there was a climbing meetup that they had, and it was at TCA. So I went, and it was Mark Garb who was running it, and it was just instantly felt like, it sounds stupid to say it, but it just instantly felt like home. I think it was developed after 9/11 meetup to try and get, in New York, try and get kind of dislocated people to meet up that maybe have lost people or something like that. No matter what your interests are, I can almost guarantee you'll find a group in your area that does it. It's super. What does climbing mean to me? It's kind of my social world. I can probably count on the fingers of one hand the people I hang about with who aren't from the group of people I climb with. It's a fantastic form of exercise. Anyone that's ever been to a gym might think, well, climbing might be a thing I can do while I go to the gym, and they come climbing and they realise it's the best gym session you'll ever do, because you're not only getting a full body workout, it doesn't feel like you're having a full body workout. Before the pandemic, I climbed a pink, and that kind of made me realise that maybe I could be climbing more than oranges. I spend a lot of time working on technique, trying to work on technique, focusing on technique, which I think anyone who's not your typical light, strong person should do. I think everyone should do it. You kind of have to do it if you're a different shape from normal, let's put it that way. Like, so I'm climbing 6As now. Would I think I could climb if I lost 6 stone? Would I think I could climb it? And I could pluck this number out of the air, but I don't think it's unreasonable. I could climb a 7A if I was 30. Now, with the technique I've got and the strength I've got, so that became my goal in the early months of 2020. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. I think when I came back to climbing, I think the centre opened on the 31st of August 2020. I don't know why that date's ingrained in my mind. I struggled, and I mean struggled, like physically struggled to climb 6 purples. So when we came back in April 2021, was it? It was an uphill struggle. So I still have that goal of 7A, but I tend to work by chunking. So right now my goal is a 6A+, because although I've climbed higher than that in the past, since the pandemic, I haven't done a 6A+. So I'm just pushing one grade at a time. Where did I come up with the handle Fat Old Climber? I was on Instagram, and I started looking up climbers, and I came across this guy in the States. I guess the best way to describe it is he's a heavier set gentleman. He had like 30,000 followers on Instagram, and I don't know why I thought I could do that. And that was going through my head, and we had a visitor on the meetup, like from abroad, and we were climbing away, and we stopped for a break, and she said to me, I wish my dad could meet you. And I thought, oh, that's quite nice. And I didn't get the next line out, because she said, because he's old and fat too. If you come from Glasgow, you know the Glaswegian sense of humour is sarcastic and self-deprecating. Thought, I am old and I am overweight, so I can own. So when I started going back to this Instagram thing, I thought, it just makes sense to me to call myself Old Fat Climber, because I'm old and fat. And the funniest thing about it was when I went into Instagram and I put in the user ID Old Fat Climber, it was taken. So I had to make it Fat Old Climber. Not that I'm not your typical climber, because I wasn't thinking that way, but I'm not your typical climber you see on Instagram. Because normally it's some 20-year-old who weighs about the same as one of my legs, who's super fit. I think we're unhealthy people, or fatter people, or older people, I think are underrepresented. So I thought that was part of the driver. I can't think of any other activity that is so socially welcoming. The advice I would give anyone is come along and try it, but try it with low expectations. But there's a thing in climbing that a lot of people have, which is success is getting to the top. I mean, it's right there in the name, climbing. But we have a lot of people in the meetup and they come and they're scared of heights. If you push someone and they fall, it's probably going to set them back. So for me, it's try it, have low expectations. The one thing you'll find if you're heavy, unfit, the one you hear all the time is I don't have any upper body strength. You don't have any upper body strength because you don't do anything with your upper body, but climbing is one of the best ways to develop. Plus, you shouldn't be using your upper body as much. You should be using your legs more. It's incredible how quickly improvements can be made. And the immediate grip strength gains from climbing are phenomenally quick. And then if you're heavier, you'll get a far better workout climbing than going to the gym, and it'll be more fun. And the strength gains are a lot quicker when you're heavy as well. As a fitness thing, I would say it's either unknown or underrated, because it's an excellent way to get fitness. Excellent, I would say. When I discovered climbing, I didn't know it was a thing. I mean, I'd heard of climbing. That was when you saw people on a wall, like a rock face outside. I didn't know this existed. I don't think I would be over-exaggerating to say it changed my life, finding climbing, because it's the best thing ever.